Hey everybody, not a morning walk video this morning. Um, just want to answer a question before I get into the meat of this video. People have asked me, am I going down to the rally in London on September the 13th, the Tommy Robinson United Kingdom rally, the free speech rally thing? And the answer to that is no, I won't be going. It's purely down to not being able to afford it at the minute. Hotel prices, train fare prices, that sort of thing. With me in my position that I'm in at the minute, with just setting up a new house for the family and stuff before Christmas, I just can't warrant that kind of expense at the minute. Every bit of money that we've got coming in is basically being pumped into the house, into getting it ready. So I can't justify that sort of expense at the minute. Sorry, I just can't. Maybe next year when things are a little bit settled, a bit more better around here, and he organises a new rally, I can probably go to that one. But as for this year, definitely not. Not a hope in hell of a chance of going down to that rally. Not with the prices in London and stuff like that. So the meat of this video. Um, been seeing a lot of videos from the protests around the country from the weekend. Police abusing their powers once again. Saw a clip. I can't play it on here. Laptops just shit at the minute, so can't play it on here at the minute. Um, Police arresting a protester, and these ones all they were giving him a dispersal order for antisocial behaviour, and the police officer listed that the reason he was giving him a dispersal order, and you could tell the officer didn't agree with it. You could tell this was, he says, I'm just following orders, which is what they all use, isn't it? If you don't agree with the order, don't follow it. That's my advice. But he basically says that, the guy asked him, said, well, what antisocial behaviour have I been doing? And the police officer just comes up with some nonsense about him going in the road. And he says, well, what have I got in the road? And he says, I'm protesting. So the class in protesting as antisocial behaviour. And he did the right thing. He refused to give him the details. So I'm not giving my details. I've done nothing wrong. And he went through the process and just arrest me. And that's what you should do. You should just let them arrest you. I think he was using, Steve will probably come in on this one in the comments. He was using section 50, whatever that is. And a lot of people were saying that unless he's got a history of you and has seen you doing antisocial behaviour, he can't just give you a dispersal order under section 50 for suspecting that you will be antisocial. He has to have legitimate reason or seen you being antisocial to issue a dispersal order like that. And I don't think he was the one who even issued it. I think it was his higher ups that issued it. Anyway, they arrest him. He didn't resist, and that's the best way to go about it. The reason they do this is purely tactics. They just arrest random people on bullshit trumped up charges that they know that unless you resist, they're going to have to de-arrest you later on anyway. But it's just to rile up the crowd. It's to get the crowd angry, so the crowd does something illegal, and then they can go in heavy with the batons and legally disperse the crowd. That's what they do it for. So don't rise to it. Let them go through the motions. Let them go through the processes. Make sure you get the collar numbers and stuff like that. Ask them if they're recording on their body-worn cameras, which they should be doing, and just go through the motions. And then when they've gone through the motions and there's no charge for arresting you or anything like that, sue them. Go through the motions, then sue them. You have to draw attention to these tactics and punish the police for abusing their powers. That's what needs to happen in these situations. I also saw the police escorting, and to be honest with you, it didn't look like they were escorting. It looked more or less like they were actually marching with Stand Up to Racism. In some of the video footage that I've seen, it actually looks like they're marching with them instead of escorting them. They're surrounding the Stand Up to Racism. There's so many police officers. I must account at least 400 or 500 police officers surrounding Stand Up to Racism in a square around them, protecting them, marching them up to go and hurl abuse at concerned people that just want a safe society. That's all they want. So yeah, the police not really, making themselves look great in any of the situation so far, are they? And the thing is with Starmer, because Starmer's counting on a weather change, he knows that when the weather starts to get colder, people might start to dwindle off from these protests. I don't think that's going to happen at all this time around. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think these protests are going to carry on through the winter in numbers. They may dwindle off a little bit, but the numbers will still be there. This isn't a situation like Southport, where the protests or the riots emerged out of a single incident. The anger from this is coming from inaction of the government, and that's not going away anytime soon. The only way the anger is going to go away over the inaction of the government is if they start taking actions, if they start deporting these people in these illegal immigrant hotels, if they start turning back the boats, which they're not going to do. In fact, the Starmer regime is doing the exact opposite. They're doubling down on what they're doing at the minute, and the anger is just going to grow and grow and grow. It's never going to dissipate because it's the anger is being fed, like I said, from the inaction of government, not from a singular incident. Once a person's been arrested for a singular incident like we saw in the Southport, the anger dissipates. It dissipates a little bit. Not in this circumstance. This is a growing anger. This is an anger that is under the surface, that's always going to be there now because of what our government is doing to this country. Anyway, I just wanted to point all that out. I know it's not the usual morning walk video, just didn't feel like it today. Head's not in a right decent place today. So yeah, this is Vindicator, sign off.